There's a nice intro. Okay, so we're at we're working at the PodHD400 today. This is the middle of the new, well, new-ish PodHD line of floor modeler, effects, amp modeler stuff, and Larry, we're using this just for effects, correct?
For effects
right now?
today, yeah, we'll go through the amp modelers and plugging it directly into a board and that sort of thing.
Another time.
Yeah.
And what did you? I remember the days that I never thought I'd see anything like this in your possession.
Right.
What did you replace?
It was a big custom pedal board that probably had what, 14 or 15 stomp boxes in it, and then on top of that, gates to keep all the stomp boxes quiet. So it was a pretty elaborate setup, and if one little cable went bad, the whole rig took a dump. So that really sucked.
Right, and this is something you can pick up with one hand and walk away.
Right,
so,
right.
So show us something that the thing with something like this, it is so deep. There is no way to get into it on a short video. So we're just going to kind of hit a couple highlights.
Right. The most important things I think to the guitar players at this point are is its durability. And the fact that you can walk up to it, plug into it, and make something happen in a short time. It can get very deep and very involved, but you can also just kind of show up, plug into it, and do your gig with, you know, making some changes here and there throughout the night. Probably the coolest thing about this thing is it's a metal unit.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's not joking about it being, you know, you could throw this
really,
across the room.
It's really durable, and you know, I'm a big fat guy, and I stomp hard on. I treat pedals very, very rough, and I've been using this one now for probably 3 months.
Maybe more, yeah.
I've stomped on it, I've kicked it, I've thrown it, and haven't had any problems with it at all. If I have a single complaint, which still has not actually crept its ugly little head up, is I think that the power cable could be a little stronger. You know, it's not failed.
Right.
But it's not like this is a type of power cable you're going to walk into a Radio Shack and pick up if it does fail. And I think A, it could be a little bit beefier, or B, for the retail price of $500 or $600, it should come with a spare. You know, because if you're in Boise, Idaho at 2 o'clock in the morning and this thing takes a dump, you know, and if this is the only thing you brought with you, and it could be, and we'll get to that in a later segment, the whole gig's over. So that's, as far as the durability, that's probably the single complaint about it. The only other complaint I would have about the unit itself is the owner's manual looked very thick, but it was actually thick because it had very limited and vague instructions in like 600 languages. You really have to, the owner's manual basically tells you what all the knobs do, but it doesn't tell you much about how to use them. So you're really kind of on your own for that. My primary use with this unit at this point is I'm using it purely for reverbs, delays, choruses, echoes, and that sort of thing. I've got a few presets on it that I like for the type of gigs that I'm playing, and
let's back up for 1 second. You're using it for delays and reverbs and stuff, and if I remember your old rig correctly, you were using TCs for that.
Yeah, TC D2s and 2290s in the rack, and then Boss stomp box delays in a floor piece.
So yeah, so it wasn't like this thing replaced crap. That's, you know, some of the best stuff out there.
It replaced some really good stuff. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the reverbs and delays in this are as good as the higher end TC electronic pieces, but they're good enough that for $600 instead of $6,000, you're pretty happy.
Right.
And I think it's about $600. Yeah.
I want to say yeah, something like that. Yeah, we'll have to look it up.
So anyway, the first thing I did with it when I used it was I tried out the headphones. Because a lot of these things don't sound good when you're trying to practice by yourself. It actually came with a lot of really good headphone presets in it. You know, put the headphones on, you're by yourself in your room learning some songs or rehearsing or practicing or whatever. It actually sounds good. The headphone presets are awesome. The second feature that I thought was really smoking was you can plug your iPod in here. So when you're doing a headphone rehearsal and you're working with new material, you're right there. You can turn the iPod up or down, do your thing. You know, everything's right here in the ears. It's awesome. The other thing that's really cool on it that I thought was a great feature, which is actually, you know, kind of screwed me a couple times, is you get into this red mode right here, and it's you can record. I'm going to guess it's probably 8 bars.
Right. Yeah. It's got a built-in looper, and
yeah. I've got fat feet, so one thing I've noticed with this and my fat feet is that I've had a tendency of accidentally hitting the mode button, going into recording in front of a couple thousand people, and all of a sudden going, "Who is that? And why is he out of key? I'm not even playing right now." And everybody in the band's going, "Dude, your pedal board is killing us." You know, that's not the pedal board's fat. That's fat guy, fat feet fault.
And I play a Line 6 M9, and it's got the same kind of looper thing on it. It's like, yeah, you do need to be aware that you hit the wrong button, and all of a sudden you're in loop mode.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, realistically, the effects on this thing are awesome. Again, we're going to get into the preamp abilities later. They're actually incredible. I've plugged them into my recording console. Just touched on it very briefly, and I've actually had a couple guys come in and ask me what cabinets I was using. That's how good this thing sounds direct going into a recording board.
And keep in mind, this is somebody who is morally opposed to amp modeling. So
yeah, I'm very opposed to it, and I don't know that I would actually release anything with amp modeling on it, no matter how good it sounded, because I would always know that I cheated. But it does sound really good.